Hey everyone, this is John Howell here from tradinginvesting4u.com, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the ability and the importance of staying focused on the task at ahead and why most people simply don't make the progress they want. You see, as I'm doing this recording today, I actually did my very first day of getting my bike license, and a quick short true story. Okay, so I was going for my bike license, okay, and it was really interesting because this is my very first day. There's actually 3 days. There's actually 2 days you got to go through. It's about 6.5 hours in total every day. Sorry, no, that's 7 hours. So it's 7 hours in total. It's 3.5 hours in training both days. So I'm actually going for my bike license today, and the instructor actually said something when we're going for our bike license, and he said something that made me actually think. He said, if you're going around, like for example, I'm just going to draw a little diagram here, and let me see if I can make this a bit thicker, and maybe I can change this color here to maybe a brown or something. Okay, and let me see if I can just cut this out. And he said this. He said, if you're driving, and let's say this is the actual track that we're learning on, okay? This is actually sort of a representation of what the actual image looked like, okay? The actual track. And he would say this. He would say, if you're driving up here, okay, if you're driving up here, then, and you're driving around here, then what you want to be focusing on is over here, right? Not here. He said, because what's likely to happen, especially if you're training, if you're just focused on there, that's where you're likely to go. But if you're focused on over here, he said you're naturally going to turn towards that angle there. And it was actually quite true, because there was so many people there that are just starting riding out, and they're just starting brand new with the bikes. Now I've rode bikes all my life, so I know how to ride a bike. But I'm still learning a lot in the actual thing. But it's really interesting to see that he was saying that if you actually if you're focused on the wall, you're more likely to hit the wall because you just naturally go there. But if you turn your head left, if you're over here and you're going straight, and you want to go over here, then actually watch this view over here, and your arms are going to go with it, and you're naturally like a turn. And it's so true, okay? It's so true, and it was really interesting because there were so many people there that would maybe not focus on the wall, but they'd focus on the ground. Okay, so they'd focus on the ground, and they'll be driving straight through. They might be driving straight through here. And then suddenly they start to do this here like that because they're focused on the ground. Or they're looking over here somewhere. Okay, and they start to go towards the wall, and they come off through here. So it was really funny. But I guess the whole point here is this. I think we can make a lot of progress in our life. A much more progress in our life than what we really do. I think the best thing we can do here is, like the instructor said, just focus on the task ahead and not what if or what may happen. Now let me explain what I mean here. Let me actually take everything off the screen now. Okay, and I'm gonna say, and let's just say for example we have a big target up here. Okay, so this big target up here is our goal in mind. Okay, this is our goal. What many people do is this: they will start here, and like the instructor says, focus on the task. Okay, focused on the in the instructing going for my bike license today. He says focus on where you want to go. Okay, focus on there. If you focus on where you don't want to go, you're actually going to go where you don't want to go. So focus on where you really want to go. So looking at this overall view here, what a lot of people do is this: we have the problems that can come up. Okay, so we have let's just call this PC, problems that can come up. We have the very unlikely situations of things coming up, but they could they could happen. Okay, so unlikely problems. Okay, we have the mindset of not even achieving the goal. Okay, meaning they can't even see themselves going in there. They're not doing some visualization techniques to get themselves there. What else do? They simply make excuses. And when they make excuses, they talk about all the things all the reasons why they can't actually make it towards this goal. Okay? And if you have a look at that, and I'm not picking on anyone here, okay? This is just an education. This is a video to help you move forward, okay? I really do want to help you move forward in what you're doing here. Whatever you're doing, whether it's learning how to ride a bike like myself today, or if it's you're trying to become a good trader or whatever, okay? So let's just say, for example, this was the goal here. The reason why people miss the goal is because they will start the goal, and some people won't even start. They're going back here. They said, "Oh, screw this! I'm going back here." Okay, and then they go back down here somewhere. They don't even start to move forward. It's like, "Oh, that's too scary here. This is no man's. This is scary." But what ends up happening is this: they might start off by doing maybe a course or a home study, or even have some software, like some of you traders of my actual membership. Some of you traders right now of my membership, you might actually know what I'm talking about here. You might have my course, you might have you might have my program, but you still might not be making the progress you want. And this may be your issue. Okay, it may be, maybe not. So you focus on the task ahead up here, but as you start to leave this place here, as soon as you start to go, where does you start to go? Well, first thing is your mind is not right. You don't start to visualize you actually achieving the result you want. Okay, and this might sound airy-fairy, but the law of attraction, we know it works in conjunction of taking a lot of action. We just got to make sure we have our mindset there. So we're not focused on our mindset here. Then what do we focus on? We start to focus on all the excuses of why it can't happen or why we can't put the effort in. Then as we keep going up through here, we start to focus on things that can happen. Okay, and then that actually stops us and that actually heads us back down through here. Okay, and same thing here. Then we start to focus on things that are unlikely going to happen, but they still could happen. So therefore, we start to head back down and say, "Oh, I don't really want to go here because if I start to move forward, this is likely to happen, and that means death over here." Okay, but if you cut out and this is my rule. Whenever I'm trying to achieve a goal, I'm starting here. Okay, this is where I'm starting here. And the excuses of why I can't start a goal is bollocks. Okay, so just go out there and have some fun, and and have a look at it, and so excuses. Okay, the excuse most people are excuses that they don't have the money, they don't have the time, they don't have the resources, and blah 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 blah. Okay, even if you don't have the time or the money, just get started. Just get started. That's all I say is just get started. Don't make the excuses I don't have money, because if you don't have money, well, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that's going to teach you exactly what you're after. Okay, plenty of things out there. So that's what I say. Scrap the excuses. The reason why people make excuses because they're really scared of failing. Okay, don't be scared of failing. Who cares? Okay, if you fail, that's okay. Most people like Michael Jordan, what do they say? Michael Jordan said, "I failed over and over and over again." Until he became, and then he started to become successful. You know, there's a lot of successful people out there, actually heaps of successful people out there, is they generally fail more than they actually become successful, than they actually do, than their tech campaigns become success. But the ones that actually do become successful, their ideas, their actions, whatever, that works out on a favor of them doing really well. Okay. So that's the first thing. Don't make excuses. Just go out there and have some fun, and don't be scared of failing, okay? Second thing is actually start to do some mindset visualization techniques. Sit there and start to just picture in your mind, you know, what would life be like when you had started having this money, and what does it feel like, and stuff like that. Just do that, okay? You start to get your mind ready for that. And the problems that can happen, screw this, okay? Just screw that. If it's not happening, and if it's not happening, then don't focus on it. Just don't focus on it. That's a waste of time. And same thing over here. Unlikely problems, but they could happen. Don't focus on those. Okay, so if you don't focus on this here, forget the excuses and do some visualization, mind technique. Then what we have here is we actually have a two-way path from our mind. Okay, so from our mind to the goal, and now we also have a actions or our plan. Okay. Our doings towards the goal as well too. Okay, so now you have an arrow here. Okay, an arrow is pointing towards the goal. So make sure you do that. Okay, it's so important here that when you do it. And let me just give you one last example here. I'm going to take everything off the screen here, and again, I hope you understand that there. And let me just do this up here. Alright. That thing's just gone bung on me. As you can see, the recorder down the bottom there. That's okay. I'm using good old tool here. Okay, so let's actually just do this. Okay, so let's actually put this back into trading world. Okay, we're trading. We're trying to become a really good trader, and what we're trying to do here is this: we're trying to become a really good trader. So what do we normally do? And let's just say, for example, we're trading. I know this is called we're trading a system over here. Okay, and then what ends up happening when we start trading? What ends up happening? Well, we will start trading, right? And we may get a little bit of results, and maybe get a little bit of results, and then may lose a little bit of results, and make a little results, and lose results, and lose a bit of results. Okay, that's what generally happens when we start a system, right? We make a bit of money, we'll lose a bit of money, maybe even have a big loss through here. But what ends up happening is this: every trade that we take with this system here, we're getting better and better and better. If we have a look at a scale here, okay, of our time in that system and our progress. If we had looked every trade we take, this is one trade here, 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 and so on and so forth. Every trade we take, we're getting better and better because we're now finding out the ins and outs of the system that's going to work for you. Okay, so the more you actually trade the system, the more progress you're likely to make because you're finding the ins and outs. You might not be making a lot of money at the time, but you're finding the ins and outs of the way that you should be trading that system. Okay, and so what ends up happening is you have a winner, you have a loser. Let's just say this is the actual winner-loser line over here. Okay, and you maybe have a loser, 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 loser. Okay, let's just say you got hammered with maybe 10 or even 5 to 10 different trades, losing trades. Well, it doesn't mean the system doesn't work. It's just important that every single trade you take, you're learning something new about what to do and what not to do. And then after a while, after all these trades, you're gonna start learning what to do. And then you're going to have a nice good winner, and maybe a little loser, a winner, a big winner, a big winner, a big winner, a little winner, little loss, a big winner. Okay? What's the differences here? We have over here where we're not doing really well, and then suddenly out of the gates, out of nowhere, we start to do really well over here. Because this period through here, X marks the spot, that's where you actually had to go through the trial and error of trying to figure out exactly what has worked. Most people don't hit this part through here. Okay, they don't actually hit this part through here because they quit too early, then they go around to the exact same system. Okay, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little session here. The whole point of this session here is don't focus on things that are not happening at all. Okay, I've seen so many people saying this could happen and that could happen. Who cares if that could? Yes, that could happen. There's a lot of other things could happen too. We could hop in our car tomorrow and get run over by a bus. Okay, we could walk down the road tomorrow and we could break an ankle. We could go down the street tomorrow and and a bomb could go off. There's a lot of things that if could happen. Okay, so don't focus on the ifs or what that could happen. Don't focus on that because you're gonna do that. You're not gonna get anywhere. But focus on the task at ahead. Okay, focus on this big this sort of target at ahead. Okay, focus on this guy over here. Don't focus on the excuses. Don't focus on what could happen. Don't be scared of failing because that's gonna every single system you trade, you're not gonna get right straight away anyway. Okay, it doesn't matter how good the system is, you're not gonna get it right. Apart from if it's automated and so on and so forth. But most systems out there where you got to trade yourself, you're gonna go through a hard pitch. Okay, you're gonna go through a hard pitch. But as long as every single trade you take, you learn something new about that, you're getting better and better and better. And as we said before, this progress line. This is time through here, and your progress line is now starting to do this. You're starting here, and you're now getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better at the trading system. Okay. So anyway, I hope you learned a lot from this. I just thought I'd put this video out for you because it really, it came true to me today when I was actually hopping on the bike and riding the bike and going for my license, my bike license. It was really interesting to see exactly what the instructor said. So hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you later on.